Hi Flosstube friends, welcome to Flosstube number 24 of the 310 Stitcher. I am Jade and I am the 310 Stitcher. I'm very happy to be back with you today, and I'm really happy that you've tuned in. I'm so grateful for the community and all the support that I've received over the past year. Really appreciate all of that. Anyway, so I hope you find something that you enjoy in this video. This is a channel where I share my love of cross stitch, as well as some knitting and sometimes some crochet as well. Primarily cross stitch, but I do those other crafts as well. So I do have a little bit of knitting to show you today. So what have I got for you today? Today I have finished objects, I have new starts, I have whips, and I have a little bit of stash acquisition. So what I thought I might start with are the finished objects. So I have actually four finished objects to show you. And none of them are cross stitch. they're all spinning yarn and knitting. So I'll go through them very quick because I know that many of you don't care about knitting or spinning. So, but I'm very proud of myself for having done these things. So I'm gonna show them. So the first one I have is a hat. So this is, I'm blanking on the designer now. I'm totally blanking on the designer and the name of the pattern. Okay, well, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it because the Harlow, that's what it's called. It's called the Harlow, and it is done by Drea Renee Knits on Ravelry. So this is her version. Believe it or not, that is two colors. So it is a brioche hat, and I was knitting mine with some variegated orange, reds, and yellows. You can see, and with a brown color. So this is a fully reversible hat. It's quite nice. I'm not sure who this is going to be for. I'm not sure me, because I don't think it looks that good on me. But I am happy that this is finally done. It's been washed and blocked. I like it. And yeah, it'll probably be for my son. And I just found a drop stitch. Oh my gosh. Do you see that hole? There's the stitch right there. It's dropped down. All right, well, I guess I'll have to fix that. Brioche isn't the most intuitive of things. Just put that there. But I'm glad I got it done. It sucks that I have a stitch. I have a drop stitch. That's okay. All right, so that was the first one. The second one, I don't remember if I had showed you, but I think I'd shown you. It was just off the wheel, and I hadn't washed her or whacked it yet. So this is from Corgi Hill Farms. It is a beautiful worsted weight yarn. I just love, 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 love those colors. So this is a merino silk. It's super soft. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, but for now it will go in my stash. The other one I had shown you, it was on the wheel, so I had just spun. So the one I just showed you, I Navajo plied, so that's why you get these solid color striping. The one that I showed you the last time that was still on the wheel, I was doing a 2-ply. So I had done half, split it in length vertically, did half on 2 separate bobbins, and then I spun them together. And I had still wanted to do the long color runs. And I thought I started at the same end. I thought I started spinning at the same end, but it turns out that I don't think I did. But also I didn't really take a whole lot of care when I split it to make sure it was roughly half. So the yarn I have is mild. See if I can adjust the light. Hold on here. I don't know if that's any better, but it's beautiful, light blues and whites and greens and reds and maroons and purple. This is gonna make something fun. I can make another hat, maybe for my son, or I can make a cowl for my son. This is 192 yards of 100% merino from Camelot Dye Works. I have no idea if they're still in business. I got this a few years ago. This was 4 ounces of 100% merino in the colorway Summer Storm. It's beautiful. Let me see if I could turn on this. It's gonna be too hard. Okay. Well, hopefully this light is okay. All right, so that was the second thing that I finished playing, and the third thing I showed you was on the bobbins. So, sorry, on the spindles. And I hadn't finished spinning it, so I didn't machine spin these like I did the other ones. These ones I actually spun on spindles instead of a wheel. And this is the yarn that I got. I decided to do a little bit of art yarn, so you can see it's not a consistent thickness. I've been trying to branch out because my default yarn that I spin tends to be a fingering weight, so quite thin, and I'm pretty good at it, if I do say so myself, so it tends to be very, very even. And once you get to that point, spinning something different than your default is very difficult. So that's why I decided on this yarn, because it has everything but the kitchen sink in this. I decided to do a bit of an art yarn, so it is, you know, it's quite it's very artsy. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's super soft. Where's the tag? So this was a Wishy Cloud hand-dyed fibers by Ixchel Fibers. I believe they're in Australia, maybe New Zealand. I don't recall because it has been a few years. This was a Wishy Cloud, and it has everything but the kitchen sink. Like I said, it has Angora, it has merino, it has blue face luster, cashmere, tencel, silk, glitz, Angelina, wool neps, Navajo, churro, alpaca, yak, kid mohair, and mink. So I got, this was in the colorway Parcel Tongue. So if you know me, then you probably guessed that I got it because of the name. But I do have a couple of other Wishy Clouds from them that I will do at some point. And this I got 170 yards out of. So that's that one. So that's number 3. And number 4, I had shown you was still in its raw form. So it was in Rolags and it was in a white box. If you may or may not recall. So it was in Rolags. So I spun it and I applied it. I Navajo applied it. And this I spun to a heavy fingering light DK weight, and it is beautiful. It's sort of it's a pink, but it's not a solid pink. It's got some darker maroon in there, so you see some. There you can see some of the a little bit of variation in it, so it's not just one solid color. There you can see some of the darker as well. This yarn, this fiber came from Full-in Woolens. Like I said, it was Rolags, and this is Italian Merino, Silk Cashmere, Pulled Sari Silk, Bamboo, Firestar, and Tussa Silk. And it is divine. So I love it. So this is probably going to be a shawl, either by itself or with something else. I haven't decided yet, but definitely going to do that. So I got 240 yards of that one. All right, so that's all the yarn that I've spun. Just to show you quickly what my next spinning activity is going to be. It's going to be this fiber here. So these are, I don't think this is, yeah, these are separate little, it's not a braid. No, oh, maybe it is. I think they came as little braids and I probably separated them to start spinning. And I do know this came from Corgi Hill Farms as well, but I don't see the tag anywhere. I'm not sure. Judging from the feel of it, I would say that this is merino silk again. And I did buy a lot of merino silk from Corgi Hill Farms. So, but anyway, so that's going to be the next one. So I'll start with the dark pink, which again has a little bit of other colors in it, down to the orange, and look, yeah, you can see there the depth of color, to the more yellowy orange, to the yellow, slight brown in there. So that will be my next spin. I've decided that okay, so I have so much spinning fiber all in that closet right there. So from here over is all spinning fiber, and I love spinning, but for a couple of years my spinning bug just sort of disappeared. And fiber takes up a lot of space. Like, you don't want to compact it, so that's why I had in those hard cases. I have these bags in like memory boxes, so that they don't get squished. And I need to spin it, because the other thing is that when it's in yarn form, it takes up a lot less room. But also I bought it for a reason, right? So I'm gonna start. So I'll give you an update every time, probably, as to what I've been spinning, because I would like to do that. Okay, no, that's it for the finished objects because I showed you the finished socks that I had the last time. So let's go to whips. All right, let's go to new start first, actually, because one of them is a new start and a whip. Okay, so I had pulled, if you saw my last video, you'll know that I have all of the projects that I would like to have a new start again. I would like to have a new start every 2 weeks. I went the first 6 months, almost 6 months, with no new starts, and now I'm just sort of itching, and I just don't see any reason not to. For me, cross stitch is a process thing. Same with knitting and spinning, I guess. It's a process thing, not so much a product thing. And so I don't see why I shouldn't start things, because once I have them started, then I can easily pick them up whenever I feel like it, right? So I put all of the projects that I would like to start on a wheel, and I'm going to spin every time I see you. I'm going to spin for a new start. And so what I spun the last time was the smallest, and I have a huge, like, there's a big variety. There's 600,000 stitch full coverage pieces, and then there were, I don't know, a couple hundred, I don't know how many stitches are on this thing, but I'll show you how tiny it is. So I spun the smallest thing, which was a luggage tag, which we got from Stitch North. So it comes with that. It comes with the leather strap or pleather, I guess. I don't know what it is. And then the backing, which is a peel and stick. So as you can see, I haven't started. I'm going to call it a new start anyways, because so we got basically just, you know, this in paper so that we could design our own pattern. And I've been working on this for the past week, but I've erased everything I've done because I couldn't decide in what I wanted to do. And I finally have decided. So I started drawing it out. You're not gonna be able to see it because it's in pencil, but I'll show you a picture. So this is a card that came with my last order from thesewingshop.ca. It is a beautiful bunch of birds. And I've decided I'm gonna chart this. I'm gonna chart this for myself at some point. But for now, what I'm gonna do for the luggage tag is make this little guy right here. So I've started charting him. There you go. So I started charting him, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Okay, so that's why I'm calling it a new start, is because there hasn't been stitching, but there has actually been some effort put to it. Okay, the second new start, which now is a whip, is a pattern that I saw on another Flosstube, and I can't remember. I didn't write it down. I can't remember what Flosstube it was, but they showed this pattern. So I was looking. You know, everybody's working on June Dog and some other stitch-alongs. June Dog is run by the Crow Stitcher, and it's basically Stitch on a Long Dog sampler. I don't have a Long Dog sampler, and they kind of scare me, to be honest with you, with my eyes and whatnot, and I can't count more than 3 sometimes. So I feared that I would just have a really hard time. But I went anyways on their site, and I was looking at some of the patterns, and I saw one, and I was going to purchase. It wasn't a typical long dog. It was in color. I can't even remember which one it was, but it wasn't your typical. It was very colorful, and it was fairly small. I think it had some birds on it or something. And so I was going to purchase that, and then I saw this Flosstube episode where someone showed this pattern, and I couldn't resist. I had to go, and I purchased it immediately. And this is called the Nature Sampler by Tinsel Cross Stitch. So there's a picture of that. It is, I don't know what it is about it. It just drew me in. It just drew me in. So I purchased it, and I started it right away. And I got quite a lot, actually. I should have pulled it out here. What's wrong with me? I got quite a lot done. I started in the middle, doing this on 32 count Permin linen. And I have a headless bird. Put that in behind. There we go. I have a headless bird. So I'm going to get as much of this piece completed as I can before I move my Q-snap. So I've done, oh dear, pardon. So sorry. Hope I didn't make you sick. So I did this, started the branch. I have this bird, which is currently headless and tailless. I have just a little bit of the tail and some of his neck. And I started the green edges for the leaf there. And what I put into this was how many stitches? I've put in 2,935 stitches. So that's about 2,900 stitches. I love, love, love it. And look, even my back is pretty neat. I think that's the neatest back I've ever had. Don't expect to see that anywhere else. But anyway, so that's the Nature Sampler by Tinsel Cross Stitch. There is a stitch along. There is a stitch along or a hashtag on Instagram for this, and it's called the Squished Bird Cell. So go check it out if you're interested. Just gonna put this back in the bag. This is in one of my bags that I just received from the sewing shop. Okay, so that's that one. Next. Pardon me. As I crawl under my desk to get my stuff. Okay, so that was a new start and quite a whip, and I decided to make that one of my focus. I would ideally would like to have that one done this year. So I'm gonna, well, I'm not gonna promise. I really love it. I had a really hard time putting it down this week, and I had to force myself to put it down in order to pick up my focus projects so that I would get some stitching done, but what I really wanted to do was just stitch on that. This light is really weird. I'm very sorry. Sorry. It's a dreary day today. We're supposed to have thunderstorms. It's 35 degrees outside plus the humidity, and that's Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's one. That was the first whip. The second whip I want to show you is my Dragons of the Sabbat. So since you saw this the last time, how much did I put in? I put in 4,089 stitches. I put in 2,000 stitches, well, 1,994 stitches yesterday, and then 2,095 the week before. Okay, now I'm not going to take it out of the Q-snap, but oh, this is all tucked in. Okay, there we go. So that's where I am. So last week and this week, I finished up some of the stuff that you see here, and in here, did this yesterday and all this yesterday. So I'm just making my way around the circle, and I'll do the inside later. My goal again for this is to finish all of the black by the end of the year. Hopefully I can make it. In order to do that, I need to do 1,666 stitches. I have 46,600 stitches left. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. And what I really like about this is that because I did all the outlines, I'm not stuck to a pattern, and I can just sit and stitch. I grab my clover needle thing, which I don't know where it is right now. It was here somewhere. Doesn't matter. My little clover needle dome that has 10 needles in it, I load it up, and then I've got 10 needles worth of stitching that I can do at one time without having to pull out more thread or look at a pattern or anything. So love that. Okay, so that was Dragons. The next project I want to show you is Home Sweet Home. Now, this one, I have progress from the last time, but only 1 week's worth of progress because I haven't worked on it yet this week. So for this project, I want to get it to 50% by the end of the year. In order to do that, I have to do 1,765 stitches, which is a lot. So last week I did 2,095 stitches, which is so funny because it's the exact same number of stitches that I did on Dragons of the Sabbat. The total coincidence, but anyway, I even double checked just to make sure, but yeah. So since the last time you saw this, I just filled in a lot more black and started up here. I haven't been giving you any details. Okay. Dragons of the Sabbat, I'm doing on a 23 count even weave. I suppose this is a hard anger because it's supposed to be 22 count, but I just measured it at 23 count, and I'm doing that one with 3 threads, CXC threads over one fabric thread. This one here, Home Sweet Home, I'm doing on a 25 count Lugana, which as you can see is printed. I'd originally bought this fabric to do Dragons of the Sabbat on, but I didn't know what I was doing when I was ordering, so it wasn't the right size. Why I didn't just do it on the back instead of this, I have no idea, but it is what it is, so that's that. So I'm doing a 25 count 2/1 half stitch. Dragons of Sabbat is also half stitch. So when you're wondering why it seems like I've done more than Alara, it's not really, because she's doing full stitch. So, well, cross stitch. I wanted to show you what the picture looks like for all of those. I don't know what is wrong with me today. So the first one I'm going to show you is Dragons of the Sabbat. So there's the picture there. What I've done so far, if I can show you on the image. So all the green is what's done, all the yellow is what's left in just the black. So I still have quite a significant amount. So that's Dragons of the Sabbat, and I wanted to show you also Home Sweet Home. Drink some water. Okay, pictures. So here's the picture. So this is an anniversary piece I'd like to get done for my husband, and where I've been stitching. What I was just showing you was like this section right here of the black, and I just got to the bed, but haven't started the bed yet. Let me show you the whole chart. That's what I've done so far. There you go. This way you can see what I've done without me pulling it all out of the Q-snap. And this white line is the halfway point for the pattern, which is exciting. That means there's one row, just this next row, and I will be halfway done. Still a lot of stitching. Still a lot of stitching. Okay. So that's that one. The next one I wanted to show you, what else have I worked on? Coliseum. Today is Thursday, so I still have Friday and Saturday, well, tonight, Friday and Saturday, as part of this week, and I've left some of the biggest ones. So Home Sweet Home I have to work on this week, and Merry Mushroom Village I have to work on this week, and Sunset in Venice I have to work on this week. So I have a lot of stitches to do this week still, and I don't know if I'm going to get them all, but this one I did work on this week and last week. Let me show you what it looks like, because there's not a lot to see where I have it. So this is what it's going to look like. Hopefully you can't hear my son making his shake. Okay, and this is what I've done so far. So ignore the magenta, because that's the color that I have currently selected to do. Done all the rest. So where I am is right in here. So I'm just starting at the top, picking a color and working my way down. And so I filled in a lot more in here from the last time you saw it. Can't see too much because it is a light color on this tea-dyed fabric, which I tea-dyed myself. This is 22 count even weave, or I guess Hardanger, which I have, like I said, tea-dyed myself. I'm doing it two flosses. I'm doing it 2/1 half cross. So there's that. What did I do? So my goal for this project is to get it to 25% by the end of the year. In order to do that, I have to do 520 stitches a week. And I have put in 1,265 stitches since the last time you saw this. I'm managing to get about 600 stitches a week in there, which is pretty good. This is my amazing bird bag by Kaylee from the sewing shop. Okay. Next, I want to show you my sunset in Venice. Let me show you the picture. So sunset in Venice. Okay, Colosseum, I'm not sure who the artist is, but it is from Cross Stitch Collectibles. I'm sorry, I have a bad migraine today, so my memory is not working. Anyways, it's from Cross Stitch Collectibles, and I don't recall who the artist is. Home Sweet Home is by Diane. I'm a sweet reader who looked up who the artist was for me. Thank you so much. And I can't remember the name other than the word Diane, and I think the last name started with a D as well. I'll put it down below in case you're interested, and that's from the Cross Stitch Studio. What else? Dragons of the Sabbat is from Pain Free Crafts. It's artwork by Anne Stokes, and you can no longer get it. It's been retired. Sunset in Venice is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is artwork by Dominic Davidson. That's what it's going to look like. I'm doing it 25 count, 1/1 full cross, and this is what I've done so far. So it doesn't look very different from the last time you saw it, does it? I think it came in and it was working in here somewhere. So since the last time you saw this, I didn't put that much work into it. I only put in 656 stitches, and that was last week. I haven't done anything this week yet, but I will. My goal for this project is to get it to 33%, so 1/3 complete by the end of the year. In order to do that, I have to do 641 stitches per week. So here is where we are. So I came in and I'm just filling in. I wanted to finish the page because I had this little section here. So again, just picking a color and then working my way down and across, finishing the thread, except for a few, as you can see here, that I just didn't feel like. If I'm stitching close to the edge of the page that I'm working on, and I see that there are some stitches on the outside, I do actually jump over there and do it, and I may even come back just so that there's an even amount of fabric or threads across the back of the fabric across that page line. So just to eliminate any possibility of having page lines. I haven't seen any page lines on this project, but I think I said this project is being done on 25 count even weave. Put that in the thing later. Okay. And back. I have no idea where Merry Mushroom Village went. It's not in my box of whips, so I guess I won't show you that. I could show you what it looks like. So Merry Mushroom Village is a project bought from Haid. It was is one of the 10 stitch alongs stitch along patterns for this year. You can no longer sign up, but you can get the whole piece. This is just a snippet of Amy Stewart's Merry Mushroom Village Picnic. So it's just a very small piece. This is Merry Mushroom Village 1, the pattern. Yeah, so I am behind in terms of I'm not the next 3. So we've had 2 installments so far. We're getting the installments about 3 pages, or yeah, 3 pages quarterly. So we had 2. The third one comes out July 1st. And you'll see from what I show you here that I'm not done. I'm not even close to being done the second installment. In fact, I'm just almost done the 4th page, that 4th page across here. So I've been focusing on this page here. So you can see I have a little bit, I'm almost there. A little bit to go. And then I'll start back at the beginning and work my way across. In order to get this project, okay, so if you complete the entire project by the end of the year, so December 31st, you get all 10 of the patterns that were offered for the stitch along, plus you get to pick 2 patterns on Heaven and Earth Designs website, any 2 you want. If you get, on the other hand, just 4 pages done, then you just get the 10 patterns. And yeah, you just get the 10 stitch along patterns, which is, you know, still very generous in my opinion. In order to get this project complete, I have to do 1001 stitches a week. So I got my 1001 stitches last week after you saw this. And I haven't worked on it yet this week. I guess I have to find it first because I have no idea where it went. I'm usually pretty good about keeping my whips in this bin that's under my desk, but I'll find it at some point. Yeah, so I'm not going to have 3 pages done before the 3rd installment comes in, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. I can still get it done. What is left? So there are a total of 58,500 stitches in this piece, and I've completed almost half, 48.7%. So 28,479 stitches are complete. So there's 30,000 stitches left. There's 28 weeks left. So yeah, just over 1,000 stitches a week, and I should be able to get it. I keep flip-flopping over what I want to do, and I've decided that I'm just not going to stress about it. Whatever, if I feel like working on it and putting in the 1,000 stitches, then great. If I don't feel like putting in 1,000 stitches, then that's fine too. So yeah, the week before last, I put in only 346 stitches. So that's where I am. And one more project. So the next project I have to show you is also from Heaven and Earth Designs. Sorry, Merry Mushroom Village. I'm doing on 28 count linen from, I don't know, Charles Craft or DMC or something. Not Charles Craft, I think it's DMC. And I don't think I would do that again. I have the hang of it now, but yeah, I'm not sure I would do it again. I don't know. And I'm doing it 2/1 half stitch. The next pattern is also from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is artwork by Chris Ortega. This is what it's gonna look like. It's kind of creepy, but I just really enjoy it. I'm still only working my way across the top. I'll show you on here what I've done. So that's what I've done. So I still have a long way to go. Doing this on 25 count even weave in the khaki color. So you can see last week I shown you all of this where I had completed from about here all the way across and did that. This week I put in 583 stitches, and I came back here and was focusing on filling in again. So I'd like to get, so I am past like the pages like right about here. So I would like to get a little bit past the pages and work my way across, but I'm not stressing on it. I really don't like all these little fluffies hanging out. Those are the ends of my threads, but I don't want to keep flipping just because it's so big. I don't want to keep flipping the scroll frame every time. So I've just been, putting in a couple of blocks down, and then once I get one block down, I just snip it, and I can actually snip it from underneath, which is pretty good. So I put in 583 this week and 629 next week. I'd like to get this project to 10% by the end of the year. In order to do that, I have to put in 521 stitches. So I'm at 6.27% so far. Okay, so I'm gonna take, I'm parched, sorry. That was all my whips. The nature sampler, like I said, really took me by surprise. Yeah, it really took me by surprise how much I'm just enjoying it. And I was this close to just saying, screw it to everything else. I just want to finish this project. But what I did was I put in, I made it, like I said, I'm not, tied to it. I'm not married, and nothing's going to happen if I don't get it done by the end of the year. But I did figure out what I need to do to get it to the end of the year. So I'm at 5% now, and I have completed, like I said before, I've completed 2,935 stitches so far. In order to get it done by the end of the year, I have to put in 1,300 stitches. So that's pretty reasonable. I really like it. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to stress. Last week, I also pulled one from the spinning wheel. I also pulled a pattern, another whip to work on if and when I finish, but I haven't worked on it yet because I haven't finished. I had time last week, and Nature Sampler just took all of the available time last week. So I will get to it this week. The pattern that I want to work on is one of mine. I'll show you what it's going to look like. It's called Earth Goddess. Doesn't actually have a name. The artwork is by Amanda Church. Earth Goddess is just what I call it because that's what I see when I look at her. And the whole, can I do it this way? Yes, okay. So she's just gorgeous. I love her. And I'll show you what I've done so far. It's just this. So there's a lot of, that is brown, not black. There you go. What brown is that? I can't think of what it is. 3371, that's what it is. So this will be ready. I will work on it. If I get my other, I don't know if I'm going to, because Sunset in Venice, I still have to do Merry Mushroom Village, I still have to do Home Sweet Home I still have to do. And then there's also the flower of the month, which I still need to work on for this month. So I don't know if I'll get to this. I'm gonna try at least to put in a couple lengths of thread. So I will try. I'll let you know next week. Last whip I want to show you is not a cross stitch whip, it's a knitting whip. So I finished a pair of socks. I showed you that last week, and so I had to start a new pair of socks, and I owe my husband this pair because well, just because. So the yarn I'm using is Lana Grossa. And it's these beautiful colors. There we go, that's a little better. Beautiful colors. And I really like, so it is a fingering weight. Someone asked me actually on my last Flosstube whether I ever use size 1 or 2 yarn. I was going to say thread yarn to knit my socks, and yes, I do. I use fingering weight, so I use size, and I haven't used lace weight for socks, but I kind of want to one day try it. I have used a really light fingering, but anyways, what this is looking like, I put in a lot of work on this, and I'm just in the middle of the heel. But I did the whole foot, and let's see if I can show you. So this is what it looks like. If I bring this up closer, oh, okay, there we go. So I'm halfway through the heel. I'm doing a German short row heel. And yeah, so these are for my husband, like I said. And I did this, so on Saturday, last Saturday, I was with my daughter. I mentioned in my previous videos that she does 3D prints, a lot of animals, dragons, you know, whatnot. And she's also making floss drops, which are not in her store yet, and I apologize for that. She was really busy getting ready for this market she was going to go to. So, and that was all animals and dragons and things like that. So I'm sorry she hasn't got them in her shop yet, but she will. She promised me she will. You know, she does work almost full-time hours, so you know it is quite busy, and the 3D printer is going 24 hours a day, it seems. Anyway, she was doing this market, and she wanted me to go with her for moral support, so I sat at the booth, and I brought the yarn, I brought the needles, and I started this, and I, in 4 hours, got half the foot done. So the toe and half the foot. And then I went with some friends to dinner and just had a knit night at a little restaurant called Crust and Crate, which does pizzas and other things. And I got in a couple of hours, I think we were there about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I got the other half and started the heel. So I would like to get these finished, this sock done this week as well. So I have a lot to do in the next couple of days. We'll see how it works. See how it goes. Like I said, no stress. I've decided no stress is the way to go. Those are all my whips. So it was a lot, and we're already almost at an hour. Oh my God, even when I try, I can't do it. I just yak and yak and yak. The other thing I did was finish my swatch for my sweater. I'm gonna cast on a sweater. I'll show you that next time. But I got gauge with this yarn. The yarn is from Color Mart, and it is a DK weight. So it's a size 3 yarn, and it is a mix of merino cashmere, I believe. So So I washed it, and it's really nice. I really quite like that. Got perfect gauge, at least. Actually, I have to check my row gauge. My stitch gauge is perfect. It's right on. That's all I care about, really, because the row gauge, I want to know what it is so that I can adjust for the length, but it's easy to do that as long as you have the stitch gauge. So that's that. The only other things I want to show you are a couple of acquisitions that I got. Parched. Okay. I got some more of these. I got these on, I think it was, I don't know, AliExpress maybe, or maybe it was Temu. I've been trying both of them lately just for various things. So these are bigger than the other ones I had. The other ones I have are this. So all the ones that you see up there, well, okay. I use a lot of cardboard ones. So a lot of the ones you see up there, most of the ones you see up there are cardboard. And then I have some of these, which have, I don't know, 20 or something holes. And I use these round stickers, actually, because I put them in between the 2 holes, and then I can write down the 2 numbers. Put another one here, and so on. I decided to try these ones because for some of the larger full coverage, like you should see I have 2 separate floss monsters, which are massive, for my supersize birds, butterflies, what's the other bee? I don't know, BBB World Map by Amy Stewart. I have 2 separate floss monsters for those. So this has more, so I figured I could use less. So use less plastic. There was, someone made a comment on my last Flosstube or the one before about how, you know, we're supposed to be moving, as a society, we're supposed to be moving away from plastic. And, you know, we could use paper, cardboard, or something else. And I agree, we should be moving away from single-use plastics. I don't use these single-use, I reuse them. And they're, you know, I'm using them for full coverage pieces, which take me years and years. The cardboard ones I have aren't really gonna last nearly as long. They, you know, I'm rough with them, right? Well, when you're trying to find the floss you want, you know, the cardboard bends and stuff, and like the finishes is wearing off a little bit just from all of them being like, you know, they're just being so many and rubbing against each other. So, you know, I'm not using single-use stuff. I'm using plastics that I am going to be using for a very long time, and I, you know, want something that's gonna last, so I'm not wasteful. So anyways, I bought those because I do have a bunch more starts, right? Okay, and last couple of things. I did get some more needles from Peleda, P-E-L-E-D-A Crafts, which I've shown you before, and I got size 26 and 28. So these are the needles from Lithuania, which I love. I've been using these nonstop. I love these. They glide through the fabric, amazing. The eye of the needle is big enough, wide enough, and long enough that you can thread multiple strands through it. It's been perfect. I would have got 100 of the 28s, but they ran out, so I bought a 50. It'll take me a while to get through those. Anyways, I also purchased, so those you can get on Etsy, And if I remember, I'll put the link down below again. Yeah, I think those are amazing needles. I also tried needles from Temu. So I bought says 26 and 28 just to try them out. And they're okay. They're all right. They're not my favorite. I don't know why. They're not as smooth. They don't glide as well as the Lithuanian ones. And also after I used one for a few hours, I started to get some tarnishing. So I mean, again, that's just a personal thing. So having to do with the pH of your skin and all that stuff. So your experience might be different, but I am glad I got them. They're very inexpensive, so it's not like, you know, I'll still use them. They're not going to go, I'm not going to throw them out. They're not going to go to waste. I will still use them, but I'm set for needles for a while. That is for sure. And then the last thing I decided to try some of these. I just wanted one, but I couldn't buy just one. Needle threaders. They have a very fine point, and there you go. I'm not a fan. The point is the hook is so small that even just with one thread, it's not great. So I really, my favorite ones are still those aluminum ones, which I thought I had one here, but I can't find, I don't see it. It's around somewhere. So I'll give those away to somebody who would like them. That's it. So we still hit an hour. I'm really sorry. Maybe next time I'll be more organized. I'll try to make these things more organized and concise. I haven't managed it this time. I have a migraine. Apologize. So, but I wanted to get this video out. Work has been really busy, crazy busy, and just so much stuff is going on now that it's summer. I'm not getting as much time to stitch, so and this coming week there's some stuff happening as well, so I'm not sure I'll be able to film next week. I'll try. I'm gonna see, you know, how it goes. Maybe I'll do like every 9 or 10 days. I don't know. I'm gonna come to you when I come to you. I know you really should do these things regularly, but for me, it's kind of when I feel like it and when I have enough to show you. I felt like I had enough to show you to come back, so I did. In terms of, yeah, I mean, I did buy, I forgot, I did buy some patterns on Etsy. But I'll show those next time. Yeah, I'll show those next time because I also bought a couple kits from Luca S. And I'll show you those when they arrive. But anyways, I'll show you next time. This video is long enough, and yeah. So I hope you had a great time with me. I had a great time here sharing with you. I hope what you saw you enjoyed. I hope, or at least some parts of it. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button. It does help me to reach more people. I am just about at 1,500 subscribers. When I hit 2,000, I'll do another giveaway. Oh, I have a giveaway to do. I'll do it next time. Yeah, because I am here early, so I'll do the giveaway next week for a pattern from my shop. I have a whole bunch of patterns. I have licensed from my shop. I have licensed work from Adobe now, and I just have a whole bunch of patterns that I'm working on. I just need the time to keep going. So I know I keep saying that, but I do feel like, so not next week, the week after, so the first week of July, I'm going to be at my cottage up at the lake. I'm taking the entire week off of work, and it's just gonna be me, my friends, and I'll have tons of time. So I figure I could just sit up there and sit on the porch, you know, overlooking the lake with my coffee, and I'll be able to work on those patterns as well as some stitching. So we'll see. Keep an eye out. I'm sorry I keep saying that I'm going to work on them. It's just life has been busy, which is good. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your summer season or winter season, depending on where you are in the world. It's been freaking bloody hot here. I don't do well with extremes, actually. Let's just say that. Anyways, it is what it is. We try to keep cool and or warm, as the case may be. I hope you're having a great time. Enjoy your stitching. Enjoy your summer or winter, as the case may be, and I'll see you maybe next week or maybe the week after. We'll see. Until then, happy stitching and be kind to everyone you meet.